All right, guys. Next clip we got is Dana and him are cool. They talk every day. Also, the Connor fight is off. Context. Andrew Schulz calls in to congratulate them on their 1,000th episode. Andrew Schulz goes in on Brendan for having this beef with Dana and tells him, hey, you should squash it.
Yo, when you just gonna be like, my bad, Dana?
Let's just watch this clip here. Let's see.
He does his hit home runs. He knocks it out of the park every time. So I'm not doubting that. My issue was with the whole slap fight thing is it was on the UFC feed. So they were pushing the narrative of, hey, all you guys are like slap fight if you like UFC. And I'm like, do your thing, but don't force it on me, if that makes sense. Like, just have it its own thing.
Like, it's not bad to criticize somebody, right? But sometimes he does it in the worst way possible.
Yo, when you just gonna be like, my bad, Dana?
I've already done that.
Invite me back to the shows. Invite me back to the UFC events.
No, we're good, brother.
Bad, Dana.
No, we're good.
There's certain reasons why Dana doesn't like Brendan. Like the last time he accused Dana of rigging the Nate Diaz versus Hamzat Chimaev fight. That's all I'm going to say there.
Recently shared a conspiracy theory for why the fights were changed at UFC 279. When the new matchups for UFC 279 were announced, Brendan Schaub tweeted, "Thank God, #UFC 279 is still happening. But doesn't it all seem a little fishy? All three main fights get switched. #conspiracy. #Earth is not flat." Ben Askren reacted and responded back, "What's the conspiracy? I'm sure Lee Rodriguez and Holland got fat envelopes." Brendan Schaub responded back, "Agree. I'm sure everyone got paid. I don't think it was due to Hamzat missing weight. I think it got switched due to UFC 279 not trending well, since it was such a mismatch."
I heard this thing today, and again, I don't know how true it is or whatever, that like Pat Miletich was saying that this thing was, we told Hamzat not to make weight because we weren't selling tickets and we weren't. The fucking show was sold out going into that day of the weigh-ins. I don't know if Pat really said that, but if he did, he has to be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. I mean, you know how stupid you have to be to even think something like that, let alone say it publicly and act like you're serious. We're regulated by the Athletic Commission. If you think that we told Hamzat Chimaev to not make weight, then Hamzat shows up and the fans are all pissed off at him and stuff, and he's going to just, I mean, and knowing, if you know anything about the sport, this is a guy that was actually in the sport, training and fighting and everything else. If Pat really said that, it's holy shit. We might have to send him out to the clinic here, the brain clinic, get him fucking checked out. All right, buddy. Done with me?
I believe that was Brendan Schaub who said that.
It was what?
Brendan Schaub who made up that conspiracy.
Oh, it wasn't Pat Miletich?
I think so.
Well, I apologize to Pat Miletich then. That makes sense. Bye.
Brendan doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut.
We're good, bro.
I'm driving the wedge, bro.
No, not at all. No, people think that. No, me and Dana are good.
Just go. My bad, bro. You know what I mean?
No.
I want to go to the fights. I want to sit up there with the boys. You know what I mean? I want to watch
Kiss the ring.
things. Like,
Kiss the ring. You gotta kiss the
exactly.
ring.
It's like, bro, you have a different perspective for it.
Agreed.
So all you need to do is just say, my bad.
Yeah,
And then you get to go to the shows again.
No, Schultz.
You're not going to sit front row. You're going to
I'll sit behind you.
with the side.
He's gotta work
You're going to
his
sit
way
with the
in.
side, bitches. You're going to sit with the
Nah,
side.
hey, don't do me like that.
No, you're going to sit up in the 100 area.
Oh, hell no.
Andrew is right because Schaub doesn't want to be in the bleeders, right? As they call it. He wants to be right next or behind Joe Rogan. There's the reason why Andrew's saying that, because he's probably heard of that online, right? That there's this kind of narrative. Remember when Brian got good seats and he was saying like, yeah, those are not good seats, even though he was like right next to Joe Rogan.
But
Good seats?
Sitting, well, I don't know. We were right behind Joe Rogan and Michael Bisping and John Anik. So I don't know if that's good.
It just depends. Can you see it great there?
That's a very good point.
Because listen, it's fun to sit cage side and Joseph Rogan's our buddy. You're behind him.
Like he was saying like, yeah, they're not good seats.
Up in the 100 area.
Oh, hell no.
200.
The 100.
You're gonna work yourself down.
Nah.
You're gonna work yourself down.
I'll put one call. I'll put one call into Rogan, and it'll put me right behind him. I might get assassinated. No, but me
That
and
might happen.
Dana are cool. Like there's no beef between us. Even on the UFC 300 thing, I was like, "Why you bring up old shit?" You know. But I was like, "Respect. UFC 300 is dope." Me and him are good. Everyone thinks like this is ongoing beef. I got nothing respect for him. I love that
Hey,
guy.
Andrew, I want to ask you.
Dana's team made a video package of people saying that UFC 300 was going to bomb. It wasn't going to be a good event.
We rolled into UFC 300. The MMA experts weighed in on what they thought of UFC 300. And for all the fighters that were on this card, when I said this is the greatest card ever assembled in the history of combat sports, this is what the media thought of you guys.
Brandon was featured in it saying that it wasn't going to be good.
Dana White. Yeah. So Dana White does this thing on UFC 300. He basically made like his version of a diss track of all the people in MMA media. Not all. He left out a few, but some of the people in MMA media who were kind of critiquing UFC 300.
But look, I think Brandon's response towards that was like, hey, look, I'm going to criticize you. You're going to criticize me. It's all fair game. I can understand that.
This side of the media that doesn't work for the UFC and work for ESPN or is under the thumb of Dana, you need us. It can't be just a jack-off fest of the UFC because then that's not media. That's propaganda. Then you're no different than Fox or CNN. You need to quote, which we're not, but you need the bad guy. Does that make sense?
Their beef gets kind of pushed into the spotlight because it is Brandon and they have a long-running beef with each other.
You have the
And
one
then,
on the 29th. You're going to be there on the 29th, Vegas?
Where is it? Where?
That's the
Vegas?
Connor fight.
Yeah, that was
Well,
Connor. Was
Connor's
supposed to be
not going to
Connor
fight, but that he was supposed to on that. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the deal with that? Do you guys think that that fight is going to happen?
It's not happening.
Whoa, you know that for a fact?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yes. Is this breaking news? Do we have breaking news?
You would probably bet a lot of your money on the fact that it's not going to happen. Let's put it that way.
Well, guys, Brandon was right. It did not happen. Connor got injured. Maybe Dana's not going to like that, but also who cares what Dana says? As much as you guys don't like Brendan, he can talk shit about anybody. He can criticize anybody. He can throw out these things, right? Like, and later on we're gonna find out if they're true or not, right? And this one happened to be true that Connor is not fighting. I don't see the problem with it here. Maybe saying it before the UFC says it. I think that's probably the problem that happened here. So he probably does have a source. Like, that's what the funny thing about it is.
That way.
Yes. Listen. Uh-oh. But why do you know it's not going to happen? Tell me.
I'll tell you off air.
Hey.
I'll tell you off air, but if you're a Connor fan, get your money back.
Wow, dude. You were just back in Dana's good graces, man. It's so crazy. You were like right
He
there.
can't help himself.
And then he throws it all away. It's just what he cannot.
I'm trying to help my
himself.
boy out. I don't want you getting the wife, the kid all together flying to Vegas and you're hoping you see Connor. It doesn't happen. I'm trying to help you out. Dana understands that.
Andrew Schulz came in, just to make fun of him a little bit. Maybe kind of further discuss the Dana White thing. And Schaub's response is always the same thing, and he's like, yeah, like I don't have a problem with him. We're good. I think he's not good with me, but I'm good with him. There's just too much to talk about with Dana and Schaub that I could keep going and going. But let me know what you guys think might be the problem between them. I don't know. Maybe they fought for Ronda, and I don't know. Maybe he read Ronda's book or something. I don't know.